videos from all over the internet that would make you question reality. Let's just start.
Vladimir Putin shocked the entire world with an alarming statement about Donald Trump. Trump is not safe. These words, spoken at a time of political tension, have raised all kinds of suspicions. It is known that this statement came shortly after Trump offered public support to Ukraine, a move that goes against Russian interests. Putin, known for his implacable character, did not hesitate to leave a message that seems like a mix of warning and threat. But what does this really mean? Some analysts believe that it could be a sign that tensions between Russia and the US are about to escalate to a more dangerous level. Others suggest that it could be a political strategy to intimidate the former US president. What is clear is that Trump's support for Ukraine did not go unnoticed by Putin, and his words have sown doubts about what could happen in the future. This escalating to something really serious could lead to terrible levels that we don't want to reach. Wars and political tensions capable of destroying the entire world. With tensions at their limit between these two powers, the question that remains in the air is Trump really in danger?
I don't think
I live
so.
with a sleeper. Yes, many of you live
don't
with
think Trump
sleepers, and
is really
that's
in
what's
danger.
changing in the new age. They're either going to continue sleeping or they're going to wake the fuck up, but it's not under your control. And depending on where they want to go, they're going to go either into old earth or new earth, but you are destined to be in new earth. So never hold yourself back for anything, any place, any object, or anyone.
And I also wanted to quickly add, it is not our job to wake other people up. So when we give you all this juicy gossip and educate you on what's happening, this is not about gossip, this is about educating ourselves. So we don't want you to go back to your sleeping boyfriend or parents who are not woke and they're just into mainstream media. We don't want you to go back with all this information and say, hey, now you have to listen to me. Listen, you're not looking at the truth. If we impose our truth on people who are not ready, it's just going to backfire on you. It's just going to hurt your relationships. It's going to create unease and distress in your life. It is not your job or my job to preach to people who are not ready to listen. Why are we preaching on YouTube and Facebook? Because you guys want to listen. You're already awake. So talk to people who actually ask for the info and share it with people who are like-minded. But when people oppose you, just be quiet. You don't need to go head to head with others.
I am so happy you said that, because there's nothing more of a Debbie Downer than speaking your truth and speaking it to the complete wrong audience that doesn't get you, and then you psychically start thinking something's wrong with you. You start doubting your own message. You're just speaking to the wrong people.
Yes.
Should this nurse be fired?
I've been there. I've been there. I've been there. This makes so much sense.
Earlier, you mentioned that when you would astral project, you said that meant that a person would enter into the spiritual realm illegally. What do
Yes.
you mean by that?
When I say illegally, you're doing it on your own. So now that I have gone to
crazy.
different spiritual realms with angels and Jesus versus evil spirits or myself. When you enter
What happened?
illegally,
Okay, we didn't
you're
see
not
anything, so
covered
you
by
can't
them.
fire.
When
Okay.
Jesus is with you or an angel, and because the angel's been sent on assignment from God to show you certain things, and it's always, for a nation or for people, or to give a message to people for Him. It's it's all about Him, and it's always bringing Him glory. So He's using you as a vessel. But when you're doing it here, you're taking it upon yourself to enter these realms that you're not supposed to enter in without Him, and you go in. That's entering it illegally. And another way is doing drugs. When people get high, they go to the second realm, but they're entering that spiritual realm illegally. So they're not covered. They're not safe. And when you leave your body, you leave it open for a demonic entity to inhabit it. Because if you don't believe in Jesus, if you've not accepted Him as your Lord and Savior, for Holy Spirit to come seal you and mark you, you're just an open vessel for any spirit to inhabit. A lot of people get possessed like that. They leave their body getting high, or they actually astral project, because you have to get into a state of meditation and push yourself. Like, it's really crazy, push yourself out and travel into those realms. But as soon as you do, if you go to another Christian and keep harassing them, they can cut your silver cord. Or, like I said, you're out of the body, so a demonic entity can inhabit it, and you might be still attached by that silver cord to your soul, because you don't have the spirit man, because the Holy Spirit's not living in you, but your soul is in there, and then your soul is now possessed by a demon, and that can't be freed up unless someone comes and does deliverance on you and gets rid of that spirit. It's just very dangerous. I was playing with fire, but when I got deliverance, I had to be delivered. Even though I had accepted Jesus and pursued a relationship with him strong, like I was telling you, I'm in the Bible 10 hours a day, couldn't get enough. I was still being tormented by a lot of demonic entities. And layer, it's like he was peeling me layer by layer like an onion, where I had to be delivered and learn about the demonic entities and how they affect your life, how I let them in. I had to get rid of a lot of things that I was going through, getting rid of dream catchers, getting rid of like movies I love, like The Craft. I used to love movies about witchcraft. Like I had to throw them all away, all books, anything, my little crystals and everything. I got rid of everything. I kept purging the house, and then I would pray, to ask Holy Spirit, show me if there's anything left that I've opened a door to. But I had to learn that there was also anger, from my mom dying. Anger lets them in, unforgiveness, depression, a spirit of heaviness can just rest on you. I was sick a lot. I had a stroke back in 2009. I had like all kinds of health things from when I was younger. And it's like a spirit of infirmity can attach to you too, where you just have all these things on you. I was learning where I wasn't going to church, and I was isolated at this time because I was still like really going through a lot of healing through some things that I went through. Some really horrific abuse. Horrific. And I didn't leave the house. I was even scared to go check my mail. I had this spirit of fear on me so strong. And I'll explain to you later how that totally left when I died and went to heaven, because to be in the presence of the Lord, like he just cast out that fear. And thank you, Jesus, that left. But it was really bad at that point. But I just kept, watching these things. And a lot of deliverance ministers, they have YouTube videos where they walk through, and it worked. It took a while. I had to keep doing a lot of them. And because, once you get, Jesus warns us, once the house is swept clean and one leaves, they will go searching for someone else to inhabit and go get 7 of their friends and try to come back and inhabit you. But you have to be full of his spirit and be ready to fight them and say, not today, Satan. And so I was learning that and really stayed in that. And I did a lot of spiritual warfare, but I had to learn, not beating myself up or feeling shame or condemnation, but I did bring it on myself. I was doing so many things for a long time that and then seeing how I had gotten to the point I got to in my life, all these bad things that kept happening to me, and the health problems, and it was so crazy that I was exhausted, and I just felt like down in this pit. But Jesus kept showing me like his hand going down in there and pulling me out, and I would see all this black sludge coming off of me. I could feel like that heaviness coming off, and I started to feel so alive.
Hey TikTok, you won't believe these 5 shocking facts about the Los Angeles fire that erupted on January 7th, 2025. Let's dive in. Fact number 1, this fire was started by a drone. A hobbyist lost control of their drone, which crashed into a power line, igniting the blaze. Who knew flying toys could cause such chaos? Fact number 2, over 27,000 people had to evacuate. But get this, 60% received late evacuation alerts. Panic set in as families scrambled to escape the flames. Imagine the chaos. Fact number 3, over 10,000 animals perished. Wildlife like coyotes and local birds were completely caught off guard. It's heartbreaking to think how many lives were lost in just a couple of days. Fact number 4, conspiracy theories erupted. Some locals claim the fire was intentionally set for land development, igniting protests and investigations. Was it really an accident? Fact number 5, the community rallied hard. They raised over $2 million within a week for those affected. Talk about unity in a crisis. LA definitely showed its heart. So there you have it, 5 unbelievable facts about the LA fire. Did you find this surprising? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to follow for more shocking stories. Follow for more.
I want to speculate on something here that most of you will probably think I'm crazy for. But if they have robots that are this good, and I know probably as much as you know that they have technology way, way better than they let us see, well then what's better than this? I'll get to that in a second, but first what you need to know is they practice their technology on us and see if we're smart enough to know that that's a hologram. So when they use their holograms in different ways, they know if we're going to be able to tell the difference or not. And now back to
Look, it is a robot.
what could
It looks so
possibly be
real.
better robotic technology than that, because that looks pretty good. And let me first start off by saying what it's not. It's not this. A lot of people thought this was real, but that is just a woman playing the part and doing a really good job. But that's what they also like to do, muddy the waters, so we don't know the difference. Now here's where the speculation comes in. I've done some videos on these guys, but this isn't that type of video where I say one is playing the other. Oh no, this is the video where I say I think Keanu is literally a robot in this premiere of Sonic the Hedgehog. Why don't we first listen to what Jim has to say about playing this role?
Now, a lot of people said, I don't know if you should do the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Jim. And I thought, you know what? It's the perfect character on the dawn of the AI and robotic revolution, you know? And I'm right in the zeitgeist right now. I'm in a sweet spot.
Now, on top of looking completely lifeless here at this premiere, I want you to look at how he's moving. And as you watch his robotic, lifeless movements, I want you to also keep in mind what Jim said about being at the zeitgeist of the AI robotic movement. Now, I know Keanu is known for not being the sharpest tool in the shed, but this looks like something different.
This guy's always speaking some real facts and some
Now,
unusual
pay particular attention to how
information.
his hands move and just how robotic he seems.
You and Jim Carrey.
I met him socially in passing once, like 6-7 years ago. But then really just hanging out for the first time in London at the premiere of Sonic 3, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And 2024 is coming to a close. Do you have anything on your bucket list for
It's a clone.
2025?
I don't want to do bucket lists. I don't want to kick buckets. I don't want to put anything in the bucket. I don't know.
Yeah, this guy's always
Literally
calm,
misses his
right?
face where he's going to itch here. That seems off. And how he waves seems off. Like, he's not human. Now, like I said, this is pure speculation. I could be 1,000% wrong here. But I'll tell you one thing I know I'm not wrong about. The fact that they want us confused. They don't want us to be able to tell the difference between robotic and real life. And like I said, I think they intentionally muddy the waters to keep us confused because they claim these are robotics, and I think these are actually just actresses again. Now, like I said, I could be wrong, and that could just be Keanu being a goof, but I would almost guarantee that we probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between real and robotics based on the technology they have and the technology they're keeping hidden from us. But of course, this is all entertainment. I know that Jim and Keanu definitely aren't the same people, and that's definitely not a robot.
2025 LA fire update. Let's take a look. All right, I'm going to kick it off with the before and after of the damage in the Pacific Palisades. This is wild to me. I do have a question though. How did the fire start? This is a photo of a McDonald's on fire. I'm not sure if it's in Altadena or Pacific Palisades, but it looks insane. This is what gave me confidence in our firefighters that they're doing a good job stopping these fires. I mean, look at the precision drop right here. That's surgical. Celebrities that lost their houses already. I mean, this is crazy. Janae Aiko, Jeff Bridges, Billy Crystal,
Facts.
Mel Gibson,
Facts.
John Goodman, Paris Hilton, Anthony Hopkins, Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, Ricky Lake, Eugene Levy, Rosie O'Donnell, Spencer Pratt, Heidi Montag, Diane Warren, and James Woods. Here's some surreal photos I found. This is the beach in Santa Monica. This is a home gym. Nice one got burned down. Shout out to all the firefighters, but what is this guy doing and who's taking the picture? There's a staircase in someone's home. It's crazy. First reaction is, what is she doing? But then I realized, what could she really do? This fire got way too big, way too fast. This is the Santa Monica Pier. This photo was taken from Encino Village, and basically on the other side of that hill is UCLA and Brentwood. Shout out to all the pilots, all the helicopters and airplanes. Stay safe. There's tons of power lines at the top of these mountains and they're just burning down. It's gonna be crazy to replace these. Mountain range that's on fire the most is on the bottom left. It starts in Pacific Palisades and it goes all the way to Glendale. North of that mountain range is called the Valley, and south would be Santa Monica, UCLA, Brentwood, Beverly Hills, West Hollywood.
A Brazilian psychic who predicted Trump's return to power and Diddy's arrest has just made another shocking prophecy about the future of the United States. Her words have everyone stunned. In an unprecedented reading, the psychic revealed that a massive event is about to unfold in the country with consequences that will ripple far and wide. She spoke of a transformation that could shake the economy, disrupt government systems, and even impact national security. According to her, something monumental is taking shape behind the scenes and no one is prepared for what's coming. She described the scenario as a shift that could profoundly alter the country's structure, with global repercussions reaching other nations. But what truly sent chills down the spine of our audience was her cryptic warning. The shadows are moving, and the hourglass is nearly empty. What lies ahead will divide the land and test its people like never before. Her voice trembled as she mentioned a series of events that seemed to defy logic, hinting at forces beyond human comprehension pulling the strings. Her prediction points to a significant change in the global balance of power. Is the world's most influential nation on the brink of an unparalleled transformation? What's truly ahead for the United States? Follow to uncover the full story of this Brazilian psychic's prophecy and discover what she sees in America's future.
Do you imagine being in a bar and looking at someone 8 times? That's how many times it took to get that person to come over. And these are quick glances, not like, right? It's a side glance. It's a side glance and a smile. It's a flip of the hair and a look over, right? Those are the kind of glances that we're talking about. And it takes 8 sometimes. So croissant feet, open body, quick, short glances. I would also try one of my secret tricks for daters is generally gesturing in their direction. So let's see, there's a hot guy right over there that I can see.
Sure.
I've been married for 18 years, just to be clear.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want, you okay? He dropped something.
You just called him hot. You called him hot. He's freaking out.
Okay, so there's a hot guy right over there that I want to see. And I'm talking to you. I might make some quick glances over, but I also might, when I'm gesturing, I'm sort of gesturing towards them. So I'm on their line of gesturing. So if I'm gesturing out, I'm making a gesture for them to literally come over. I'm gesturing and then I want them to literally come over. I'm sort of gesturing, but I'm talking, but I'm open gesturing.
Interesting.
It works.
It works.
If they are attracted to you at all, they will come over. If they don't come over, they're probably not attracted to you. Try someone else.
What about men? How do men
same
signal in this?
Oh, sorry.
segment?
Same. So a man can do the same thing. Now, women are less likely to approach men in a crowded environment. Culturally, that's not as accepted. So it's going to be harder for a man to get a woman to come over. But it does work very well for men to warm a woman up that she is about to be approached with those things. Quick glances, open gestures, croissant feet towards her. That way, when you do approach, she knows that your attention has been on her. And look at her responses to your gestures and your glances. If she meets your glance, great. If she turns away from you, turns her feet away from you, she's not probably very receptive to your approach. So it's a good way to kind of test the waters before you actually approach.
This is a very tinfoil hat take, but I don't think it's a conspiracy. If you know, you know. Ever since they turned that particle accelerator on over at CERN, they messed up our time, y'all. Tomorrow is going to be Friday already. Why does it feel like yesterday was Monday? What? They're eating our time up. Something is off with the time, y'all. I'm telling you, time is going by way too fast. And I promise, it has everything to do with that particle accelerator over at CERN. I don't care what nobody say. I knew it wasn't going to be right after, but I couldn't figure out what was going to be off. I think it's the time. Because what is happening to our time? Years feel like 3-6 months max. It don't even feel like 6 months to me. COVID doesn't feel like it was 5 years ago? It doesn't feel like something is off. Very, very, very off.
If a woman doesn't really like you, if she doesn't feel that just being with you is intrinsically valuable, the more she is going to demand, either directly or indirectly, the provision of value to compensate her for the opportunity cost associated with prioritizing a less attractive option. It is what it is. And when men invest in their own attractiveness and level up their fitness and fashion and status and wealth and game and humor and lifestyle, the more they will encounter women who are not only interested, but enthusiastic about giving them what they want. This isn't something that is discussed at all in today's day and age, but most women actually want someone to care for. Why do you think so many single women have dogs or fur babies, as they call them? Most women kinda need someone to worry about and fuss over and nurture. Otherwise, they feel something is missing or they go a little off the rails.
Yeah, so reverse engineering things is just how rich people get anything that they want and make a bunch of money. It's a way to plan. And they do it with thinking specifically. It helps you go deeper in your thinking. All right. So for example, let's say you want to make $10,000 a month. So we have to reverse engineer that. So the outcome that we want is you making $10,000 in a month.
So let's reverse engineer that. So how would we do that? Well, the first thing you need is a product. So then you have a couple options. Do you do a $10 product, like an ebook? Well, if you do that, you got to sell 100 products. Or do you do a $2,000 product, okay? And then you only have to sell 5. So it's like, well, that might be easier, right? So let's do that. So you have to sell 5 products at $2,000 to make $10,000 in a month. So then, this is reverse engineering. Then the question becomes, right, then you're following the train. Then the question becomes, okay, where can I find a $2,000 product? Then you have to answer that question. So then let's say you find 3 different products.
That's wild.
And you say, okay, here are my products that I found. But now, next question becomes, how do I decide which one to choose? Which one's better? You got to figure that out. So reverse engineering shows you how you can do anything, right? For example, if you want to get an A on your test, if you want to get an A, then who are the type of people, we can reverse engineer that. I want to get an A in my test. Okay, who are the type of people that get A's? Well, it's people that study a lot. Okay, how often do they study? Well, go ask one of them. He's like, oh man, I study 4 hours a night. Okay, so you're going to study 4 hours a night. Well, then see how we're going down the track? And it's like, okay, well, how do you find the time to study 4 hours a night? Well, I do my gym in the morning and I do this, and you see how they study, how they structure their day. Okay, cool. So you just start with the end in mind, and then you keep asking, okay, if this is where I want to go, well, then what's the one right before that will get me there? And then what's the one right before that will get me there? And then you have the whole game plan, and it models to reality perfectly, and you get anything you want. I do this, everyone does this all the time.
Women fear women, right? Women fear women. Women dress for women because they don't want to be put down. Women lose weight for women because they don't want to be shamed. Women fear women for the most part. Talk to women about their experiences as children and as teenagers with other girls. Seriously, have these conversations with women.
How people with medical conditions see the world. Astigmatism. Colorblind. Nearsightedness.
Interesting.
Cataract.
Okay.
Macular degeneration.
Damn, Denzel, you made it this far in your successful acting career for you to do what you just did, bruh. Y'all, sad to say, Denzel Washington has sold out, bruh. I'm highly disappointed, bruh. You was one of my favorite actors. Now I can't even look at you the same. I understand his acting, bruh. But fool, you're on the back end of your career. You didn't need to do that. Y'all, look at this.
It's making me feel some type of way, though.
The entire empire, or I actually kissed the man in the film, but they took it. They cut it. I think they got chicken.
I was going to ask because I just heard about the Paul and
What's
Pedro
that?
forehead kiss.
I've never heard of
that.
that.
It finally got cut.
Y'all seen what she just said. Kissed the
This is
man
crazy.
on the
How
forehead.
can you really
She
see
trying to lighten the
this?
situation. But no, it didn't stop there. Watch what Denzel said.
From the movie.
I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, I kissed the guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet.
The less you care, the more they will. This is true for dating, this is true for sales, this is true for friendships, this is true for anything in life. It is the law of detachment, and it's a fact. You have to care less. You just do. Imagine if every TikTok that you saw. Think about TikToks when the person's like trying really hard to get views and you're like, nah, fuck this shit, I'm scrolling. And when it's just someone speaking from the heart who kind of doesn't care, it's like, okay, now like we all want to watch more. Dating, everyone wants who doesn't want them. You want to get a girl's attention, fucking dump her. My day job is basically sales, right? I don't know if you've seen all those ads for remote closing, for sales, whatever, but that's what I do for my family business. So we help crazy burned out doctors and we get them to a place where they can look forward to work again. It's an epidemic. Over half the doctors today are burned out. I speak with these burned out doctors and get them to invest a good amount of money in a coaching program that will change their life. And I know the program will change their life because we have hundreds of testimonials. My mom's coached 500 doctors. Like it's a life-changing program. And when I care, and when I'm super fucking invested, and when I really want that sale, guess what doesn't happen? But when I'm able to sit back and just speak from the heart and be like helpful for the person and detached, and if it's the right time, great, and if it's not, all good. Operating from a place of abundance, I close every time.
This is heartbreaking.
Exact same thing. You're gonna find as a young man, you do the best with women when you're not invested in the outcome. And the internship process, the college admissions process, you'll get the offer, you'll get the internship when you don't even really want it. That's what happened to me with my fucking MBB internship. I got into Vandy and didn't even want to go, but that one's a little bit tougher because it's like, they're just, can they read the non-neediness through the essays and through the paper? Kinda, I don't know. God's plan. But here's your daily reminder to not be needy because things are going to go better for you that way. And it's really hard, right? The logical question next is, well, how do I not be needy? You got to create options for yourself, and you got to recognize your place in this universe. Like the fact that you're this big and the universe is that big, and there's only so much you can control. Like at the end of the day, I also cannot control really whether these physicians buy or not. And that's part of it. It's like the letting go. You can't control whether or not someone's attracted to you. And then as you create more abundance in your life by just becoming a better person, right? Like the more love you have in you, the more stuff you've built for yourself in life, the more abundance you have, the more you're going to be willing to just walk. So there's Senor College's musings for the day. Comment below if you fucked with it.
I can make all kinds of horrible theories up in my head, conspiracy theories and everything else, but it just seemed a little convenient that there was no water, and and that the wind conditions were right, and that there are people ready and willing and able to start fires. And are they commissioned to do so, or are they just acting on their own volition? I don't know. But they seem pretty well equipped, some of these people that they're catching.
A lot of questions. A lot of questions, Mel. Mel, a message tonight.
You know, I'll sift through the remains of my place and see if I can find any clues for you. Wow.
Mel, any message from you to Governor Newsom or Karen Bass tonight?
Spend less on hair gel. That's it.
A great need for high-density housing in California and across the country. That's a big push by the climate folks. And you're already hearing rumblings of that. In this case, like goodbye single-family homes, hello high-density housing.
Yeah. It's
For the record, I haven't told him anything. Okay, just tell me what you see.
Oh my God, come on. Wow, what the fuck? Holy shit. I just saw something. Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, I see that. I feel it.
I've been under the influence of mind-altering substances a lot, but I've never seen anything like that. Whoa.
I showed over 100 people, and I kept asking myself, how are all of us seeing the same thing?
Oh my God. It's changing shapes right there.
The laser was revealing numbers and letters running in a pattern.
Like this big here, and it looks
made of that.
It looked like
that was a thick laser.
That's why I told you.
Something, and I just want to take a picture of it and translate it. Wow.
You see that?
Okay, so yeah, it's not stuck.
No.
It's not because of the light.
No, it's on its own side. Light is just literally revealing it.
And each angle shows you different layers, different ways through it.
I can see through the wall. It's not like a hallucination. It has spatial awareness and permanence. I don't know. Whoa.
For centuries, mankind has attempted to explore these psychedelic, altered states, but we've never had a repeatable, testable phenomenon to observe until now.
Wow. I'm obsessed. It's like you can see through the laser into another dimension.
I mean, like, take yourself with that. Like, I just made a connection that nobody...
most of the times we want people to open up doors for us. Instead of relying on God, we want people to open up doors for us. It is people, don't get me wrong, it's people who are going to open doors for us to be able, to maneuver to achieve our dreams. But the best person who can open your dream, open the door for you, is the person whom God has sent to open the door for you.
Amen.
The person whom God has not sent to open the door for you, one, will forget you. Number two, they will use you to their own advantage. They will not appreciate you.
Nero, who was one of the Roman emperors
must
in
be
the
so
first
heavy.
century, is famous for burning Christians to light his gardens paths.
Light his gardens
Yeah, he would burn them as torches. And the Christians were these really easy targets because they were these unusual people who became a really easy target for like a scapegoat.
This is actually wild.
Hold on, man. I'm still stuck on the garden thing.
Yeah.
So would he like stick him on a stake and hold him like a tiki torch?
Yeah, the story is that they would be tied to stakes along the rows of his gardens, and then they would be lit the gardens at night. But remember, this is the guy who burned Rome. He was known to be a little bit nuts, as were some other Roman emperors.
I just think we're gonna like have glasses, and we're gonna be able to be here, and I'm like gonna be able to like, text my wife or friends or something, or text AI and like get an answer to something. It's like, I forgot something while we were talking. Let me just text AI. Okay, I just did that. It's like, didn't
And you
take
can do it
anything away.
sitting there without anyone even
totally
knowing
discreetly.
you're doing it.
And you have glasses, and like the answer just comes into your glasses. I mean, for me, one of the positive things when COVID hit, everyone in software basically started working remotely for a while, because you can, right? Software, it's like, okay, whatever. You don't have to be in the office, so you can kind of be in different places.
That
and
makes
a lot
sense.
of the meetings went onto Zoom.
That's right.
And one of the best things about that was basically you were able to politely have all these side conversations, right? So it's like when you're seeing someone in person, it would be super rude if I like pulled out my phone and like just started texting someone. It would just be really weird, right? But when you're like talking to someone online, it's like, I don't know, I guess because they either can't tell your attention because it's like there's not good presence, or if it's just the norm. But they're like, you have like the main group conversation, and then I was like, at least the norm for me was I could just like text different people on the side. It's like, okay, what do you think of this point that this person is making in this meeting?
Right.
Like in normal life, it's like oftentimes I'd have, some discussion, then I'd have to like sync up with people afterwards about how'd that go. But now it's like I could just do that all at the same time, right? It's like you're having the group discussion and you're having the conversations with the people about the discussion that you're having in
Asian
real
times
time.
are crazy.
But you can only do that over Zoom. So I think being able to do that in kind of physical interactions where you're just like, you're interacting with people and you can just like use an AI augmentation to be able to get extra context or help you think through something or remember something, just to be able to kind of have a better conversation, be able to, not have to follow up on something after the fact. I think like it's going to be super useful for all these different things.
Well, it certainly can be, but I think that also opens up the opportunity for people to be even more disconnected, because if you're sort of connected to other things while you're physically in the presence of someone, so you're having a conversation with someone, but you're also like searching like where you want to eat that night, because people are going to use it for that as well.
Yeah, I actually think it'll be a lot better on that.
After Selena Gomez, Jennifer Lopez, Celine Dion, Cardi B, and even Justin Bieber, it's now singer Billie Eilish's turn to deal with a mysterious illness. What's happening to her is truly creepy. Most people discovered her back in 2018 when everything seemed to be going great for her. But now, listen to what she confessed to these two people.
I'm never feeling happy, so why would I write about things I don't know about? I feel the dark things. I feel them very strongly.
Unfortunately for her, on that day, the two doctors didn't understand what she was trying to explain. So she decided to try a different approach. She started drawing the monsters she sees in her nightmares. Here are some of the drawings she made.
Oh, this song. This is the drawing of this song, because the whole song is about like monsters under your bed.
They're just terrifying. But wait, it gets even creepier. Hidden messages are said to exist in her song, When the Party's Over. And these messages, they're spine-chilling. You can hear them by playing her music in reverse. But hold on, because the second hidden message is far worse.
sexual abuse,
She says something that sounds like a cry for help. It's as if she's being threatened by something powerful. Could it be that she too made a pact at the start of her career, like so many other artists allegedly have?
Who was going to be our next president?
You've already got him. You've already got the next president. Trump will be the next president. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But it's going to really be very, very difficult because they are planning on some kind of an international movement against Trump. And there's no doubt in my mind about that. He's going to go through some terrible times because they are trying to overthrow him and get him out of office because they know that he knows what's going on and he knows who the enemy is, and they're trying to get rid of him because they know that the next election is going to be really tough. So I believe that we're going to see some terrible things happening soon.
Everything is hidden in a plain sight. Words, signs, laws. It is in front of your eyes. If you want to understand it, to see how they enslaved us, this ebook will literally...
We've come to the end of the videos. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new from this video. And what videos should we react to next? You should leave that in the comment section below and we'll do that. But don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also share with your friends, and also click on the notification bell icon so that any video that I post, you will be the first to get it. Adios amigos, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.